Hey, good evening, everyone. How are you?
It's Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday, right?
I don't know what day it is.
There we go. Comments are there. Hey,
Hey,
Nicole, how are you?
Nicole.
Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey,
Hey, hey,
Kathy, how are
hey,
you?
Heather.
Heather, how are you? Carmen, Luann, Michelle, John McGinnis, how are you? John McGinnis, what's the weather? Are we going to have 100 degrees or what? Laura, Francis, how's everyone doing? Angie, how are you? Yes, happy Wednesday. Very busy, very busy. Figure we come on before the madness overtakes us, and
It hasn't already?
yeah, it's that storm is right there. The clouds are making noise. And hello, Cheryl, how are you? Jason, how are you? Nice weather. No, John, don't you jinx us.
No, you don't.
Colleen, Kathy,
I'll make a voodoo doll of you.
I already got one. You don't need it. So, it's been a while. Last time I was on with Jefferson on Monday for the dream interpretation, which went very well, I thought. And I, again, thank everyone for coming on. Um, yeah, getting excited for the weekend. We were excited for the weekend too until about 10 minutes ago. Anyway, that's for tomorrow. But today we come on, kind of go over everything from the past weekend. You know, the whole Andrea Perrin thing, everything that we did leading up to where we are now. We haven't been on for a while, and we were on with Jefferson, so we really couldn't talk about all the stuff that we did in between then and now. And Saturday night, we first of all, we went to pick up Andrea on Friday from the airport, and never met her before. I talked to her on the phone. We interviewed her, and so her flight didn't get until 4:30 in Newark. And if any of you guys from Jersey know Newark Airport and Route One and the Turnpike and 287, know what we're talking about. It took us probably 2 hours for an hour ride to get up to where the hotel was for her. And I mean, it wasn't that bad because we were talking the whole time. And she's funny. She's out there. Very, very nice. Um, we didn't really get into the whole movie stuff, although she did kind of go into a little bit, like she said during her lecture. That probably 5% of that movie was accurate, and a lot more went on in the house. But we had talked to her about that before. This time we were just talking a lot of
Life.
life stuff, her stuff going on at home and family stuff, and it was just real nice, to have that ride. And then we went, got something to eat up there, made sure she got in a room.
Hey, Lisa.
And we literally didn't go home until 10 or after. And then we had, the lecture, the ghost hunt after. So we knew it was going to be a crazy busy. So we had to drive up Saturday and um, pick her up from the hotel at 12:30 ish.
Yeah,
somewhere around there. And get her to the college so she could see the theater. Make sure the mic, make sure she was set up in a room to do the book signing meet and greet, and sat through the lecture, which I saw a lot of people enjoyed. I was, kind of there, but off to the side watching, going in and out. And she's a very animated, emotional speaker, which is usually really good. I mean, people that are like that usually do engage people and get them. And I did see a lot of people we heard, like I said, a bunch of that in the car. So I kind of wasn't really listening all that much because I knew kind of what she was going to talk about. It was. She very emotional, and she tells, she's motivational, she's emotional, inspirational, the whole thing. So we were in the precarious position of sweetest lady. Everybody said that. Everybody that met her said how nice she was. And I was only there for a little while during the meet and greet, taking pictures for people. And I'll tell you what, it is true. People like that, and this one next to me is one of those people. When you have people who are just have good meaning and good energy, it you feel it in the room. You know what I mean? It's genuine energy. So with Andrea being who she is and just being an outgoing, loving, caring, friendly person, and the people that were going in there with the same mindset, it was just really good energy.
Yeah.
Everybody that came in, it was just a
It's
good.
like she saw you when
Yeah,
you were in
yeah.
front of her. You weren't
That's a
just
perfect
a
way to put it.
person. She
Perfect way to
saw
put it.
you.
I mean, you're perfect way to put it because she literally, the person would leave after she engaged with them, and the next person came in, and she was just right there with the person.
Yeah.
Nobody else existed.
Nope.
She
Just
was
that
having a conversation.
wasn't worried about the line.
Yeah.
Wasn't worried about the time. She was in the moment, and that's rare.
And like I said, everybody seemed to appreciate it. We got good feedback from the college. It was a really good turnout for the lecture. The only issue on our end was that we did have a ghost hunt starting at 7 o'clock, and Andrea was still meeting and greeting people while we had to go and then get ready for the ghost hunt. So luckily for us, the head of the department that we deal with got her an Uber back to her hotel, and then she had to take an Uber back to the airport the next morning. So, all in all, I would definitely have her back. I think people enjoyed it. There were not as many college kids as I thought. There was a decent amount of them, but I thought there would be more because they were literally showing the Conjuring movie the night before. So, but it was a bunch of people like us that were there that had never met her. I mean, she really, isn't in this area all that much, but a very funny lady. I mean, we, the stuff that we were talking about in the car that I can't get into on the way to the airport. Talk about salty mouth. Fuck.
I loved it.
And she basically like, hey, this is the way I talk. I hope you're not offended. We were like, no, go ahead.
I was driving, so I was keeping my mouth.
Oh man,
while I was driving.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate people that are kind of honest and themselves, And she could switch those gears pretty quick to being, she wasn't angry. We were joking. We were talking about specific subjects, and it got a little not heated, but the subject was heated. It was politics. I'll stop at that. But very outspoken. Again, funny. So I enjoyed spending the time with her, and the dinner was nice.
It was really.
And we don't get to usually do that.
And I mean, I have to say, what is so uniquely amazing about her is that it's like when she walks in a room, she sees you. And it was cute when we walked into the restaurant because she literally walked by this family, and a little girl reached out and touched her, and she literally stopped and just took a moment with this little girl, and it was just, and I was just like, oh, that's something I would do,
Brian Murray, hello, my friend.
I loved it that she was just like engaged with this little girl out of nowhere.
Try my glasses on. I can't see it though. Brian Murray, we're going to see Brian Murray. We're a couple of days away from seeing Brian and Rochelle, right? Did I say it right?
Rochelle, yeah.
Yeah, from from Ghost Hunters, A&E Ghost Hunters will be at Power Unity as well. He's right there. You'll be able to go hang out with him and meet him. Good people. You want to talk about good people? We're talking about Andrea. There's more good people that are going to be in that building. So we do the ghost hunt, and here it is, Halloween weekend. Wes is on as well. Hello, Wes. Wes is good people as well. He'll be there. And so we had the ghost hunt, and we were tired, man.
That's an understatement.
It is tough sometimes to muster the energy to go 4 hours after you're doing as much as we've been doing. We were so happy to have made it through October, because looking at that schedule going in, we were like, how the hell are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? I mean, it was
you think we're alive?
Grueling. I mean, I tell Chris all the time, don't schedule so many things. And she just like, I'm doing what I want, and I'm scheduling what I want, and you're not telling me. So
Suck it up, Buttercup.
What am I going to do? What is this? Knowing Tracy is Andrea, the little thing on her forehead, unblock her. Yeah, yeah. Andrea, like I said, Andrea is she's out there, you know. Um, so the ghost hunt went well. We again, it being that time of the year with a lot of people that we knew there. I don't know, some of you guys were there. Um, the activity was. I had some good stuff in my spot for probably 3 or 4 of the 5 groups was okay. There was
It
stuff
was
going on.
different.
Well, I mean, that was for me anyway. But you know, once I could get a group where someone wasn't talking, the whole entire group, Lisa, you know who I'm talking about. Then things start to happen and we start getting into it. But it was a good night, and we were tired. We were really tired when we left there that night. We were like so beat, and then we had to go to the mine again for the last ghost walk. Now I ain't gonna lie, me and Brian and I will be at Para Unity Sunday. Can't wait. Good. Hopefully we'll see you guys there if you're going to be at Para Unity. Big announcement tomorrow, potentially for Para Unity, so you guys might want to stay tuned for that. Not sure yet, but it could be a very, very big announcement. So, so we do the ghost walk. Last group. Now I'm still thinking that damn bear. That's all that was in my brain. Going.
For those who didn't know, we had a bear the
Oh
weekend
my
before
God.
that showed
Big,
up, and
giant
he was huge.
cocaine bear was there the week before, and
Almost got eaten alive.
I am afraid of bears. I don't like bats. I don't like bears. I'm more afraid of bears than bats. So
I don't care about bats. Bear's
I don't like
different.
bats either. They skeeve me out.
Bear's different.
So
a hungry bear.
Here I'm looking for the bear. Now we only had one tour on Sunday, which was the 6:30 tour. So it was already dark when we got there, and I'm thinking, damn camouflage bear. We're not even gonna see him this time.
It was a black bear.
He's black bear. He's gonna be ninja. He's gonna be camouflage.
And
bears are fast.
You're right about that, because when he came up around and that miner saw him, I never heard him come around behind me. Never heard him, and I'm usually really aware of my surroundings. Never heard that bear.
Ninja cocaine bear.
If it weren't for that miner pulling in when he did, and he said, "Hey, buddy, you need to go," and I thought he was yelling at me, and I'm like, "What?" And then he pointed, and I turned around, and I just saw the butt end of that bear running the other way, and I'm like, "Woo!"
So I was looking for the bear in the dark, and I ain't gonna lie. Every time I had to go over and unlock the mine door or do something by myself with my flashlight, I was like, not that I could have done anything if he was standing right there, but yeah, I'm sure they do start, but they get hungry before they hibernate, Laura, and that's when they eat people. So again, the Ghost Walk, good group. I saw a few of them commenting on Instagram. My eyes started to bother me, so I'm switching my glasses. I saw a few of them comment on Instagram. It was really, really cool because
right about that, Lori.
Angie. We start out in the first area, and there wasn't a whole lot going on. There were a little bit stuff going on at the beginning. Not so much in the middle. Like we usually get good stuff like in the middle section. It wasn't until we got to the very end that I saw a shadow figure. My first time seeing a miner in the mine, and it was again. I wish I had like a mental image that I could show you guys. I took my flashlight, and because it had rained all day, there was like a mist in the mine. You could actually shine your flashlight and see the mist.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard something to my right down this one little corridor that leads to one of the exits. And as I'm passing my flashlight over that section, I saw this full silhouette of a man with the helmet on. And I went right over him with the light, kind of caught it. And then by the time I went back, gone. And then they were over there, Chris and Danielle were over there doing something different in another area. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I stopped, and I heard footsteps coming towards me. And I said, there's somebody over here. So what do? We put people all in that area where And the one guy heard a big bang where he was right across from
And
me.
what did I tell you about that area?
And just boom, everything started to happen at that point in that one section.
What did I tell you happened exactly in that very area of where that happened to? That's where they like to rush you.
Yeah.
And didn't that happen?
Yeah, it didn't rush me, but he was walking.
What about the girl?
Yeah, the girl. I put her over there, and she bailed out of there in 2 seconds because she felt something come up on her. But yeah, I love the ghost walks too. The ghost walks allow us to give a tiny bit of the ghost hunt experience to people for less money. And believe me, we enjoy doing them. It's just October after doing ghost hunts, it's really tiring. So there may be a way to do them like over the summer or something where we could like do one a month or one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where like make it a thing. So I'm thinking about that, spring, summer. But again, last one, we were happy when we got in the car and we left there and we went to the Quick Check for our butter roll. So again, driving out of there, we were like, wow, October's over. Thank God we made it through October. And then literally Halloween, yesterday for us, we were at the high school for hours. We were working on a bunch of Halloween came and went. We didn't even know it was Halloween. We were just.
I think we realized it when we came out of the school and there were some teenagers there that had some amazing. They did their makeup and everything, amazing costumes. They looked really good. I think that's when it dawned on us. Oh, it was Halloween, wasn't it? We missed it.
So the whole news thing that I'm going to touch on that too a little bit. I could talk about it now because it aired. And so, we love Ben. We love Ben. Ben is
a character.
Ben is that's a perfect word for it. Ben is funny. Ben is he's quick witted. He's very quick. But he can be serious when he has to, but he's scared of the whole ghost hunting thing. So when we discussed where to go this year, I mentioned a few other places, and I'm like, they're not what the Info Age Camp Evans building is. If you want to go, we should narrow it down to 2 places. Let's either go to the mine or let's go to the Info Age at Camp Evans. I said, pick one of those. He said, you know what? Let's try the Camp Evans. I said, you sure? And he said, yeah. So he pulls up there with Dan, the cameraman. And, we're getting ready. We're all going in, and they did the interviews. They interviewed that first guy. I think his name was John as well.
Yeah. For
a while, and then Gloria, who works there, and one of the directors that we deal with, she's had a lot of experiences there. Gloria was in the paranormal for years and years and years, and she said, told us when we first went there, someone in the basement curses at her and doesn't like her, even if you mention her name. And then her office, she was telling us when we were setting up that someone told her to leave her office, get out.
Yeah.
And Ben is looking at us and we're looking at her like, yeah, this is
good. And what happened on that clip was what happened. We did a ghost investigation there, and I told them all about, and I don't know if anyone that was there that night, but there's a kitty corner cubby or cabinet, and the door kept opening, and I just assumed someone hit it because it never had happened before. And we wedged a chair, and as soon as I wedged the chair up, we got a loud bam come from in there, and it scared the bejeebies out of a few of us. Well, the funny thing is, I told them about it, and that's what you see on camera, that door opening and that light above that door. Yeah, so as usual, Chris jumps ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to. No pacing whatsoever. But anyway, I'm telling the intro, and she's 3/4 through the video. But hey, whatever. Nothing I'm not used to. Hello, Lauren. I'll try to remember those, Karen. So, he's ready to go. We're filming it basically ran the way he filmed it. He interviewed John first, he interviewed Gloria second, then he did the equipment. Yeah. And then we were there probably, I'd say 4 hours, maybe.
maybe 4 hours, 3.5 hours, maybe something like that. And we started in the basement. And he, we're telling him, first of all, with the lights on, it's kind of difficult when it's daylight and all the sun's coming through. But of course, we do our best, and you know what we do. And we have him in the basement. And he's like the blindfolds, and we're doing all that again. And he was
He
freaked
didn't
out.
want no part
He
of
was
that.
freaked out in the basement for sure because we went all the way to the back. We stuck him by this door. We had him sit. That's the part you see where he's got the headphones on, and he's doing like the essay method and stuff. And protector. That's what came through. He was hearing nothing up to that point,
No,
and he kept
nothing.
saying, "All I'm hearing is jibber jabber. Nothing's clear. Nothing's clear."
Static, static, static.
And then he said protector, and then we got the EVP, and it was just starting to build a little. And we could have stayed down there even longer, but again, they wanted us finished by 1 o'clock, I think. So we were like,
we had a lot of places to
we're
cover.
like, man, this building, there's 3 floors above us with hallways that lead in all directions.
And other buildings.
So we go upstairs, and one of the things he didn't show from the basement was me and Dan, the cameraman, were behind, and we're watching him stand by where that chair is and stuff. And a small figure, not the one that was leaning over touching him, before that, a figure came from underneath like a table, real small, and like bum rushed him. It was like, and then attached to him. So I'm telling him, and Dan's watching this, and he's freaking out. And then that bigger one kind of, so this all leads to what happens later on. So decent amount of activity in the basement. Nothing crazy for us. I mean, that we haven't experienced there before. So then we go to the shipwreck room, which we have never been allowed in.
Nope.
And we were like kids in a candy store, man.
That room is amazing.
Oh, God. The shipwreck room has artifacts. It's like the Titanic Museum and stuff. There's personal belongings that belong to people that went down in different shipwrecks. There's dishes. There's like pocket watches. There's pieces of the ship themselves, and
from the 1950s,
the whole entire room.
I think it was.
Whole entire room. And lo and behold, instantly we started getting activity in that room. And what was cool about that was that he wasn't freaked out about that room because it wasn't energy to freak out about. These were people that were somehow involved and around whatever happened, and they were reacting in real time. And he was really impressed with that. He cut out some parts of that too that was pretty good. But never been in that room, and that room is active. The reason they don't let us in there to ghost hunt because everything in that room is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
It's,
needs
priceless
to
to them.
Needs to be protected.
So they were afraid the cameraman was going to knock into something or we were going to bump into something in the dark. But to their credit, Gloria did let us in there. So that was our first turning up of the knob. The knob was up to about 5 at that point. So then we go up to Gloria's office, to the hallway. Hey, Ann. So now we're in the hallway. We start in her office, and that's where you see the scene of the cat ball going off. First, the cat ball goes off, and we're talking about things going on in that corner and things happening in that room, and there being a presence. And then the cabinet doors. It was like The Conjuring, just opened up. And thank God he got it on film. I give all these TV guys all the credit in the world because I'd have missed half of it.
And they made it look like it was like it just, that slow motion.
It did though. That's how it opened.
But it did. But to catch something,
that's what I mean.
Like
he just
so
caught it.
And again,
right in the right moment.
There were so many other things going on around in that room too. And that's why it was just crazy that he was able to catch that, because there was a stick figure in a chair over here, there was a thing going off over there, and it was just like and how he ended up catching that door.
Carlos. But again, all the credit in the world. There was supposed to be 2 cameramen, but there was only one there. It was Dan. And he caught that. And I was like, yes. So there were other things going on, like she said, mapping things on the chairs, other equipment going off in different areas, and then we then we have them go into the office, right? And Gloria's office in particular is where she has a lot of activity. So we start out the hey Taylor, we start out the session by saying Ben is thinking of taking over this job for Gloria. This is going to be his office now, and Spirit Box is talking. Lights are going off behind him. We're hearing noises from the closet on the side. It was just like nonstop. It went up to an 8 at that point, and it really was nonstop to where that's when he started getting freaked out because things were happening all around him and all around us because there was somebody in that office, and it probably is someone who worked there and probably did occupy that office from again 1914 is when that building opened. So someone there who's kind of
and Gloria, not military. Now think about this for a minute. You got to put it into perspective. And we talked about this when we were in there. Military base. Gloria being a female, Gloria sitting at that desk and at that then again, that could very well be for the time period back then, something that might aggravate somebody that was there or worked there before.
So really, really cool. And this is the point where he got freaked out, where he was really at the freak out mode and not really having fun anymore.
There was flate in his eyes.
Yeah, he wasn't having fun anymore at this point, because I did, hey, Rachel, I did ask him several times to get in the blindfold and sit either in the office chair, and he kept saying, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Stop asking me. I'm not doing that. I'm like, 5 seconds, and then that's it. I'll never ask you. Stop asking me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So we were joking and having fun. And so then we go, because again, now we're right up against it.
Hi, Dan.
We're almost out of time. And we said, up in the attic, there is a child. There's 2 different energies up in the attic. There's a child on one side by this little tiny dollhouse that you saw in the video. And on the other side, there's someone who's not real friendly. He didn't want to go over there because of what happened. So we said, let's stick with the friendly, good energy. So he went over in that part, and she interacts very quickly.
Yeah. She engages fast.
What was it? When were we there? October 14th?
Yeah.
I actually had her playing games, and people were leaving candy by the dollhouse because she was so interactive and intelligent, just touching things and appearing on the camera, like not on command, but just asking her to. So she's very active, and she's willing to let you know she's there. And it was going on, and I kept joking because the light kept going off near him and around and calling him Papa Ben. And he's like, would you stop calling me Papa Ben?
And that's because we got where it said, Daddy, help me up there.
Well, see, I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't remember that, to be honest.
That's what Gloria was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he seemed so. Now he's kind of freaked out, leaving. We hung out for a little while longer. We took some pictures, talked for a little while longer. They were taking videos of the outside of the building. Me, Chris, and Tanya wound up going to a real shitty restaurant nearby and eating horrible food. And next thing I know, it's probably 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, which would have been last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And hey, dude, I think something may have followed me home. And I wrote him back. I said, Ben, we've been doing this a very long time, and with many people in many different places, and we've been in many, the odds of that are so very rare. What's going on? And he writes back, he said it on the channel 11 piece. He said he was editing our video in his little private office room, and when he came out, he said both his dogs were looking at something, growling, and they never do that. And then the one growled at him. And he said then later on, when he went to bed that night, he heard a bang downstairs, and he went down there and nothing had fallen or dropped or anything. So I said, Ben, here's the thing.
What about the chair? The wife
Well,
here on the
that's
chair. I know.
fast
Sorry.
forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Then, please, heaven help me. Then he says, I said to him, Ben, look, I said again, the odds of anything following you home from there. I've been in that building many times. We brought hundreds of people through that building. You know, it's you're kind of skittish from the ghost hunt itself, and now your heightened
Oh, yeah.
sensitivity that you're attributing
Freaked
everything
out.
to, which a lot of people do. So I said, give it a day or two, and if it doesn't change, I said, we will not leave you high and dry. We'll come to your home with the medium that we know is legitimate, and we'll see what's what. We're not going to leave you on a ledge. If you honestly believe that, then we'll come do our diligence and see what's what, and if we can't help. So you know, you see in the piece that you know his wife said she heard the chair, but I check in with him and I haven't heard anything in the last 2 days of anything else going on. So again, watching that piece, he did a very good job with it, but him and I talked afterwards. We were texting back and forth. His mom is someone who's into the paranormal, and he was trying to get her to go to this, and she lives in another state, and she couldn't make it. So the deal is, if his mom is willing to come next year, if he can get her, then he'll come and do it again. But if not, I don't know. But I think his mom is again probably more grounded and probably maybe has had experiences.
Hey,
but
Jennifer.
He's skittish. You could see it during that report. You could see it when he's around us. When, you know, and we're the type of, you know, we get into it. We want to engage. We want to communicate. And, you know, I thought for him, honestly, that the Baron was way scarier for him than.
Yeah. And what you didn't see, Ben turned the tables and had him in the blindfold because he thought John would be freaked out by it. And John was like, nah, this is nothing.
Are there? No, actually, no more openings for the Barron Arts Center on the 18th. So that was the whole experience. And like I said, I've been texting him back and forth and nothing else. Things seem to have calmed down. So I think in his mind, he believes that if something was there, it went back to Camp Evans. So again, whatever. I mean, we were talking to who we talk. Centenary University. We were talking to somebody about how after.
Hi, Michelle.
Oh, there kids early. We were. There are some people who are in these buildings and have heard the stories from other people about experiencing things yet they didn't experience them themselves, and then when they do, you know, it takes them back a little bit, and they become, you know, like, wow, these people weren't making this up. There really is somebody in these rooms, in these areas, because, you know, they've been with us or they've heard and they've seen things. And we tell people all the time that, you know, even the people that are in these buildings and say, well, I've worked here for 2 years, I've never heard or seen anything. And what do we always say to them? Do you openly try to engage these people? No, which is why some of them don't have anything to do with you. But sometimes when you try and you do, things can happen. So we're talking to this one person at Centenary University. The cathedral there has some energy, for sure. For sure. And that energy is a bit unpredictable at times. Nothing bad, won't hurt you, won't do anything to you. No one's ever, you know, hurt there. And because of, you know, us doing events there and people kind of seeing these different things and hearing these, they're like, well, you know, I don't really, you know, I walk by there real quick. I don't want to go in there. We're just like, look, it's most part, it's a mindset. You know, you walk in there with the mindset of, you know, I'm protected. Nothing can hurt me. Nothing can follow me. Nothing can come home with me. Nothing can, you know, scratch me, whatever. And you'll be okay. That alone is protection in itself. Just like people walk around with crystals. I don't believe in magical powers that attach to a mineral or a rock, but I believe.
So
this is what infuses them with that power.
Yeah.
Your mind. You're saying this is going to protect me, so you walk in with protection, whether it's still you or it is the mineral, whatever.
Can I show you what someone took a picture at
Saturday for a computer radio spot? Oh,
for at the Centenary College? Do you see the hat, the bag? There's a woman walking, and she looks from a different time period. 2 legs, the satchel.
I don't have my glasses.
So somebody took a picture with Andrea Perrin.
I don't see what you're talking about.
The shadowed area. See, this is the big hat. This is like the trench coat, and the travel bag right there, and her 2 legs.
Yeah. Again, it could be your matrix thing.
So it could be, but I want to show this real quick because it's really bizarre. This was right on the campus, and this was right behind Andrea Perrin.
I didn't see that until you pointed out to me what you think.
So if you look, it looks like a woman walking with a big satchel bag, travel bag, like a trench coat, and like one of those big hats that they used to wear. So I don't know if I'm getting it close enough for you guys to see, but that's it. And I'm going to show you the full picture. This was the full picture, and that was in the background when she later on went home and she checked out the photo.
Yeah.
So it was back over here, right there. You could actually see somebody's walking. See? And yet there was nobody there.
Oh, again, that's one of those. Could be, maybe. Could be, though you get a weird feeling. Yeah. Again, and that's the thing. So we were talking to this person about kind of protecting themselves and the mindset of, here you've been through that area before and you felt like a presence. A lot of people claim in that area. They don't, that's why we were kind of brought in there. They don't like being kind of alone, walking in that area, turning on and off lights. The presence is there for sure.
Yeah.
But again, you go in there with the mindset of no. I mean, and that is a form of protection. But of course, if you start feeling uneasy, if you start feeling affected in any way, what do? You get yourself right out of there. You remove yourself from that energy as quick as you can.
That's me.
I mean, that's what I tell everyone. If you feel that kind of effect on you, I've learned that as I've gotten older. Unplug, detach, go reground yourself, get yourself together, and you want to dip your toe back in that energy to see if there really was something there. Feel right back out. That's it.
I grew up with what you call the hat man. You call you the shadow man.
You mean
whatever?
Oh, it's a joke.
It's my experience with him. It's steeped in some different cultures too, if you go back and you do research on it. But for me, it was something dark and very that I grew up with, and I haven't seen him in many years, and I hope never to see him again. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you what he is or what he comes from. But his purpose is definitely not a good one. Not from what I experienced. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. I know. Who are we talking to this weekend where they said something about a demon, something's a demon. And I was just like, come on, man. There's no demon here. Hey, Colette, how are you? So, yeah. So that's why, like I said, I wanted to come on, and other than the Jefferson dream interpretations, which were great. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy. That's why I like setting them up, because I get to watch. I get to watch just like everybody else and
take it in.
Man, oh man, I'll tell you, he did this one Laura's watching, and some are so far, some are so detailed that you have at least a hint of what is going on. But there were so many, like Laura's was so innocent in that Laura would see sharks throughout her life in her dreams, but they would always be like from a distance or like above.
Really?
And then I don't remember the whole dream, but now the shark came and like bit her, but it didn't hurt her. But it just,
getting her attention.
Yeah. And Jefferson's explanation was just like, whoa.
Do you remember it?
It was again, it was along the lines of, you know, there's issues she's been having, but they've been
in the distance.
And now they're basically coming up to not hurt her yet, but to let her know even more that, hey,
good night, Brian.
There's something unresolved here. And it was really, and then this other, God, who was the other person? I don't even remember. I'm so bad with names. I think Colleen. Colleen had a very in-depth one about a house that she grew up in that now belonged to her son-in-law, I think. And they were in there and a pipe was leaking and it turned into a black snake. And it was such a detailed, long dream. And he just bam, bam, right through it. Remembered the whole thing. She told him so many details. And he went bam, 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 right through it. And his explanation was just, again, for me, I was like, what in the heck? But it all made sense. That was the thing. Everything he said made perfect sense to what, and she agreed.
And especially to the
everything
person
to her for
dreams.
Sure. And it's so fascinating for me to see him do his thing while the other person is getting it and feeding him some more details. And then I'm fascinated every time he does it. Yeah. I'm fascinated by it. So, rather than leave that to be the only live stream before now and, whenever we're put back together, I figured let's come on tonight before the expo. Tomorrow night is setting up for the VIP party. That's what we do Thursdays usually, for the Friday night party. And then Friday, we're in the high school all afternoon, setting up all the tables, all the stanchions, all the chairs, all the signage.
See you soon, B&B.
That's all Friday. And then we have the party Friday night. And then Saturday is when all the vendors check in early and start setting everything up, and the celebrities arrive. And
the fun begins.
And away we go. We get on the roller coaster. We put the bar down and
scream like heck.
It's going to be...
I wish you could too, Lisa.
Thank God the weather looks good. Tomorrow's going to be cold as hell.
She's such a nice person.
Tomorrow's going to be cold as hell in Jersey in the morning, but then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all supposed to be 60 something. And, so great weather.
Right.
But like I said, I can't get into it right now, but we may be making an announcement tomorrow. I'll find out tomorrow if we're making an announcement. One of these things, that happens, but I got a call tonight and it's going to be confirmed tomorrow. So like I said, you guys are hearing at least the whisper of it first, but there may be an announcement tomorrow, a video announcement. So, and not from us.
John McGinnis, I have foretold the weather.
John McGinnis, you are, again, it's like I see the Reaper from a distance just turned the corner and now he's on the street walking towards me. It's like Michael Myers.
But he's bringing a pocket of sunshine with him this time.
That's not John McGinnis. John McGinnis don't have that. You're hoping for someone else to have that.
I'm willing it.
I got to give, again, John McGinnis is I like John. We've known John for years. Good dude. Funny good dude. Man. Every time I'm with him, I laugh. And I tricked poor John into help me empty a classroom one year, and he jinxed me so bad last year with that damn weather that he got back at me. And Lord. I don't mess with John anymore. But that's what we're doing. And I'm sure, come Monday, Tuesday, whenever we recover from the weekend, whatever that looks like, we'll come back on here. And we'll do a live for you guys first where we recap everything and anything from the expo. For those of you who can't make it, we'll talk about the parties. We'll talk about the convention, things here and there. There's a chance we might be going out to dinner with someone tomorrow who is one of my We're Not Worthy people that I very
His
much.
back still aches.
Who, John?
Yes.
Ah, John, come on. Come on. But, you know, it all depends on what time we get done setting up for the party. But whew, it is like the calm before the storm, and the storm is.
I kind of feel we've already been in the storm for a while.
No, you ain't been nothing yet. Just being in that, again, the whole process is the week of, we do a lot of planning.
Thank you,
know?
David.
We're in that school, walking through, doing different things. And, you know, again, the only good thing that's different this year than last year was that there was no getting away from that heat. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We kept watching those forecasts, and we knew that it kept going up. 92, 94, 95, 96. And we were like, my God, this is the perfect storm, man, coming right at us.
Laura's funny.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? Laura, if that was the announcement, I would be the happiest person in that building. We were just talking about that, Chris and I, today, and this is going to be a sidebar before we finish. We were talking about how, you know, we do this. So we've been doing this for 9 years. So we get to meet everyone. You know, we're with them at the parties. We're with them at the convention. So we get to meet these people and spend a little time with them. And not everybody does. And again, we don't take that for granted. We appreciate it. And a lot of the times the vendors who are setting up early go look for the celebrities because they want to see them before, you know, 1,000 people are in the building. And, you know, we were going back and forth, and she was like, oh, you know, I wouldn't do that. I said, you wouldn't do that because, you know, we've been doing this so long. We met them all pretty much for year after year. And Chris isn't really a big fan of any of them. She doesn't like Ghost Adventures. Everybody knows. If Zach was, and I told her that, I'm like, if I'm a vendor and Zach is across from me, and I'm going over and talking to Zach.
I'm a fan
Aaron
of good people. Period. If you're a good person, I like you. I like interacting with you and stuff. I mean, there
are celebrities that you're a fan of, that whose movies you watched and you would like to meet. You're going to say there are none ever?
No, because I don't want my illusion to be busted.
A hillbilly. Let's talk about a hillbilly race car driver, one of those rednecks that you like. What about one of them? If Dale, Billy Joe, Sue Bob, Jethro.
There's actually Dale Earnhardt, but it's funny how you said Dale. But no, I'm different than you.
Hey, Zach Baggins is.
I'm just not that type of person, and I don't begrudge anybody being that way. I say more if that's how you feel. I come from a different whatever. I have this thing where if I've watched somebody on a movie and I like them and I get a perception of them, I don't want it to be ruined. Does that make sense to you? So I don't want to meet them.
I'm saying if you were in a building and one of those people were there, you'd want to meet them, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Oh, can I? Sure you would. Oh,
just because I'm different. I'm sorry, but I am different.
I see. There you go.
See, she said I would say at least you know who Dale Earnhardt Jr. is. So, thank you for that, Lisa.
Again, these hillbillies, if it was a race car driver, a wrestler, or a
no.
What's the other one I said?
I used to go watch wrestling with my friend Gersha all the time when I was younger. Hulk Hogan, what's his name with the chain? Did the A-Team. It's just escaping my brain. All of those guys.
You're right, Karen. This is true. By the way, there will be a special, for those of you attending the expo, there will be a special collector's paranormal savior and somebody else on the other side. Is it a wallet?
It's a little I don't know what you call it. It's really cute. She did an amazing job.
What do you call it?
It's not a coffin wallet. It's a savior wallet.
I don't know. Anyway, if you guys are coming to the expo, you could bid on we are having a silent auction to raise more money for the Woodbridge Charity Fund. So you'll see things on the table that you can bid on. And one of the items is a, whatever you want to call it, a wallet of some kind that has the paranormal savior on one side, and then Chris is on the other as like a Mother
The
Teresa.
saint.
The,
I'm a saint.
yeah.
Paranormal saint. So, and again,
So
and
Tanya made it
I
part of her company Tombstone.
so I want to say to Tracy, and Lisa's on here because Lisa can spread this on. Tracy put all of this together and has done amazing, amazing. She sent me a picture of the baskets that her and Laurel had gone out of her way to go over and help out. Took her time out to do this, and these ladies did an amazing job. I mean, I can't thank Tracy enough. Tracy is the one that came up with this and decided to jump right in full feet to do this. Otherwise, we couldn't do it. So
today is All Saints Day. Who knew that? She is still doing baskets.
She's doing them again tonight too. Wow.
So if you buy this thing again, it will tremendously go up in value. I can assure you that within 5 years you will quadruple your money if you try to sell this thing again. And like John McGinnis said, it is a holy relic. They probably will. When they do our version of the Warren movies, we're gonna have our own Conjuring series probably, where one movie is gonna be Ben getting possessed, and on the set of Channel 11, that'll be one film. But yeah, that wallet will be worth big money. You watch, big money.
But Tracy went really out of her way, and Laurel did too, to get donations all over and get there. There's, from what I see, there's going to be some big surprises there for the silent auction for both days. So these two ladies, if you see them, stop and thank them, because they're the reason why this is happening.
Yeah, and like I said, don't be afraid to come by and say hi to us. We will be busy, yeah, but it'll be great to see all you guys, there and supporting the event and meeting everyone, and enjoy yourselves. Go see the lectures, go see the exhibit rooms, go meet the celebrities. Try to go there both days. Sunday is probably going to be a little less busy. So, I mean, if you could pick one day where you could go, Sunday would probably be the better if you want to have a chance of meeting more people. But it is staring us right in the face, man. Right in the face. Literally. Tomorrow when we wake up will be the first of 4 killer days. Killer days. Last time we did this, I got COVID right after, and my foot was numb for a week. So that about tells you.
And I got COVID taking care of it.
Like what it does to you. So I mean, I am fully anticipating, a body cast on Monday where, but again, people are telling me enjoy it. Jason Hawes texted me today. He's like, breathe, enjoy the weekend. I'm like, dude, you have no idea. No idea. From your perspective, you're there, you're meeting your fans and having a great time. From our end, we're like, there's a leak. 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 And that's what we're doing all weekend. Delegate whenever we try that. And we see what happens. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side of all that. Next time we talk to you guys, it'll be over. We'll be talking about it, and I'll be watching this going, oh yeah, either boy, that wasn't so bad, or oh my God, I can't believe I survived that. We appreciate your hard work. I've been waiting for the weekend for over a year. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 16 months since we did the last one.
Thank you, Anna.
And
you too.
And we're ready.
Hey, Linda.
We're ready as we can be. So we'll see you on the other side. After Para-Unity, we'll do a Para-Unity wrap up. And like I said, after, we should have some interviews set up for going towards the holidays and after with some of these guys after we talk to them this weekend. So wish us luck. We'll see you there. Have a great time. All right.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and please be kind to each other. It really matters. Good night.